You're unmuted. There we go. People, we are here on Pop Review Entertainment. Oh, Black Adam review reactions. It is here. If you have not seen this movie, people, well, that's okay. Shame on you. Maybe not. But I'm going to tell you right here, right now, spoiler alert, because we're going to spoil this movie for you. So if you've seen it, check in, comment below, let us know how you feel, because we're going to spoil this movie for you and tell you how we thought about this movie. I'm not here alone tonight. To my left, I introduce him later because, people, there's a lady in the house. C, the superior, is here. What's going on, C?
Muted. It might be the mic.
Oh, not here.
Give it 1 minute. Just give it 1 minute.
C will be right back, but we have Jack Adams.
That's
not
me.
Samuel Adams.
No.
Not like so many Adamses.
There is.
But there's a lot of them. But Jack Adams, what's going on, my man? How you feeling about this movie?
This movie was a lot of fun. When you were talking about, hey, I want to do a review and stuff, I said, cool, I'm going to go to the movies. And I was able to finally have some time to myself. It's hard being Mr. UPR, right? So to have that one day where I'm like, hey, I could go to the movies. I bought some popcorn, which was kind of crappy, hot dogs, and I had some water. So it was a good time.
Good.
There we go.
I hear. Welcome.
All right.
Superior. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I saw Black Adam, Saturday morning. Really excited to talk about it with you guys. I have a lot of thoughts, a lot to say. Can't wait to swing it your way.
Listen, since we're swinging things, I'll tell you one thing. Who was not because he would have messed this movie up, but would he have made it better? People, listen, Black Adam, if you don't know, is DC's latest movie. It's starring the most electrifying man in all of entertainment. And he's playing Teth Adams. He's got these powers from the gods, like Shazam has the power. If you go back and watch Shazam, Shazam's, the Wizards always said there was 2. Okay, this one kind of takes a little bit further, where it might have been 3 because the son gave it to the dad and to speak, and then you have Shazam as we know it. So kind of different, but we'll get into that as well. But 5,000 years, The Rock wakes up. And then when The Rock wakes up, The Rock is being The Rock in this Disney movie that is not Disney, but it's DC. But I don't know. I kind of felt, I don't know about this movie, but that's Black Adam. And we got it. And it's The Rock. And when I saw this movie, I said, we're going to get The Rock. We're going to get Hobbs. We're going to get Roadblock. No longer do we get Too Cool Rock, Gridiron Gang Rock, the good movies from The Rock. We always, just get, Jungle Cruise Rock. And we got Jungle Cruise Rock as Black Adam. So, see the superior, your thoughts on this movie?
Okay. Couple things that I didn't like about the movie. I thought that the whole dynamic with the kid was a little much for me. It was a lot of the kid. I could have done with a little less of him, which isn't, a jab at his acting. Great. I think he did a great job in role. I just think it was just, the tone of it was a little too Disney-fied for me. Like Mike said, it's not Disney, but you can definitely feel the influence there. Also, I didn't like, I'm reading the comments. Hey, Walter, thanks for tapping in, even though you're part of the Jack Pack community.
Hey, it's okay. You can be a Knoxer anytime you want to. It's okay.
But, yeah, there were a couple of things that I didn't like also. There was, I felt like they kind of gave away a lot in the trailer. So when we had the shift of, it was my son who was really the real Shazam, and he gave it to me, I'm like, okay, that was kind of given away in the trailer when he mentioned that, he had a son who died. Because if he was Shazam from a child, as they were implying throughout the movie, he wouldn't have had a kid, I would assume, and that would have died anyway, because he would have had all the power then. Anyway, but that was funny to me. Him miraculously being able to speak English was a little funny to me.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought I was the person to notice that, because like 1 second he's speaking in with a Kentuckian. Was that the name of the word? Right? And then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, you speak English?" Yeah.
Yeah. And even had they have, had like subtitles, it still wouldn't have made sense for them to understand each other. Because if he's been, away for 5,000 years, regardless, whatever language would have not survived for that amount of time. So I don't know. I just wish they would have maybe made more sense that way. But you know, it is what it is. They want to get straight to the action, and that's what they did because the action was really good in this movie. There was a bit too many musical breaks for me. I didn't feel like every scene needed, like, you know, music in the background, loud blaring, because it's an action scene. It was like, okay, some it's less is more sometimes. Less is more. But the action that we did get was awesome. I thought the action scenes were done really well, outside of a couple of ones that they were doing just for like comedic effects, like when he threw the guy in the distance and it's practically the goofy soundtrack or something in the background or something. That was a little corny.
I thought some of the musical parts hit though on some
of them, but it was too much after a while. Then they'll just do it just to do it for like 15 seconds and it'll go. I'm like, it's too much. They had at least 3 different scenes that I can remember where they just blasted the music just because. And I'm like, we could have done with at least 2 less of these. And but yeah, I'll let you guys, you know, talk about what you didn't like and all of that. But those were a couple things that I noticed right off the bat that I wasn't enjoying. But there were a couple good things that the movie done. So I don't want to say too much.
A few, some.
A few, like, okay, so there was one scene that I really, really liked. And it's because it gave it a little bit of brutality. It was a lot of implied, like, oh yeah, he doesn't care. He'll just kill anybody. And that was shown through his lack of interest, whether or not like these soldiers were you know, gone or whatever. But there was
when he dropped them off.
Yeah, dropped him. But there was the one scene at the end where he's fighting Mephisto, I'll call because I forget his name. And
Jafar was in this movie. You knew he was the villain when you saw Jafar.
Facts. He's definitely typecasted as a villain. And as soon as you see this man, you know he's going to be the villain. There was no like twist or turn. I was like, yeah, this guy is the one.
That's all my wife kept screaming, baby Jafar.
Hell yeah.
Like,
so at the end where he's fighting you know, Jafar in his, you know, red genie form, right? Evil genie form. He takes his horns and rips him in half. And then you see right behind the Rock's face with the glow in the eyes and everything. That was a really cool scene. Like, I was with that one. I wish that this movie was rated R. So then it could have given Black Adam the justice that I feel like he deserves. Because if he's supposed to be like this, you know, anti-hero, take it there kind of villain / hero, if they would have made it rated R, I think it really would have drove the point home. Being that I think it's PG-13, it wasn't. That's why I feel like the kid scenes were too much. They cut out more of the kid scene, made it rated R, and it could have really taken it there.
Nice take. Jack Adams.
I don't even know how you top all that. I mean, she said a lot of brilliant stuff. She said some good stuff. I want to start off with the beginning. Something she said. Yeah, I didn't like the kid. I straight up really did not like this kid at all. I thought he didn't listen. He didn't do anything that was asked of him. He just did a lot of extra stuff. So, and you know, I can't take notes on the movie there, but I immediately said, oh, I don't like this kid. It's interesting that you said this is Jafar. So I never watched or finished watching, I guess it's the remake of Aladdin.
Yes.
Yeah, because I just said I don't trust him because he didn't have eyebrows. So I was immediately like, there's something about
it's like a black man with no mustache. I feel
I can't trust you. Martin Luther King didn't have a dream for this. So I love the action. I thought the action was great. I literally called this movie, I said, this is Rock's real origin story for me. Like, I believe this is how The Rock was actually created and born. I believe Young Rock is just an alternative timeline. But this right here was the real story of The Rock. I loved everything. You said some stuff that was interesting. You're saying if it was rated R, you think they would have went a lot further than they could have. That's interesting. I thought that they still kind of hit with some of the things they did. And I thought it was a great balance of comedy and action. So you did have the scenes where like he's flying in the air and you see I just thought it was so great because he just didn't care. That's what I loved about it. You know, yeah, when you see the soldiers and they're like, stand down, and he just goes boom, and he just blows up this plane, or he just flies into the plane and the plane blows up, or when someone tried to shoot a missile at him. And I love that when he looked at it, he was so befuddled. He was like, what is this technology? And just throws it back, and all you see. This was probably one of my favorite scenes because I really chuckled. And I said, I might need to see a therapist after this. But when he threw the missile at the man, And the man disintegrating. All you saw was his shoes. I said, oh, I'm gonna love this movie. I thought it was a great balance of that. I thought it was a great cast too. I really do. So we're talking about Black Adam a lot. This movie made me care about Hawkeye. I mean, Hawkman.
Listen,
like, I'm so sorry because it was a Hawk. Hawkman was so.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm. No, all good. Hawkman was pretty badass in this movie, if I could say badass. This movie is not gonna, obviously everyone's talk about everything with Black Adam and all that stuff. But Hawkman, though, I never cared about Hawkman. I remember watching Super Friends growing up, and I said, I hate this dude. I said, he's a bird. He remind me, as a New Yorker, we see a bunch of them. Bird. That's what I thought about. But then I see this black man. I might even cosplay as this dude. I thought the costume was great. I thought him leading the Justice Society was amazing. And Dr. Faith, too. Dr. Faith, a lot of people would sit here and go, oh, look at this guy. This guy's Doctor Strange wannabe. Dr. Fate actually came out before. And there's an interesting take on Dr. Fate, too, because with the mask, something I learned, and I learned this from Young Justice, whoever wears the mask, like, you're pretty much stuck with that mask. So, and I thought, I'm just going to say 007 because I want to butcher my man's name, did a tremendous job bringing out. Huh?
Pierce
Brosnan.
Yeah, just call him Pierce. Pierce.
Okay, Pierce. Yeah. Made him sound more black. I like
Bond. Pierce Bond.
Bond. But he I thought he did such a tremendous job on the role. I thought the effects when he would do like the mirror, it was like the mirror mode. I'm gonna say mirror mode, mirror universe thing when he tried to stop. I almost said Shazam, Black Adam. What's his name? Adam Smasher. That was not. But the girl, I gotta throw this out here. I was amazed by the girl because I said, "Who are you? I've never seen you in my life."
I thought she was gonna be Starfire.
No,
she was what's
Tornado or something.
She was Cyclone.
Cyclone, I think her name was.
She was Cyclone, but I thought she was going to be Starfire from Teen Titan.
No, but you know what?
Yes.
Is this okay? Y'all remember that movie? Was it the Tooth Fairy?
Oh,
with The Rock?
Yeah.
Is that the same little girl?
No.
From
it could be, but no, I don't think so.
No,
she was in a
she was in a trailer though. She was in a trailer that they showed for Dungeons and Dragons in my movie.
Oh,
I saw the Dungeons and Dragons trailer.
Okay, I saw the trailer.
She's in that HBO show with Zendaya. That's why I looked. I never saw her.
Euphoria.
Yes.
Wait. Cyclone Girl is in Euphoria, or the Tooth Fairy Girl's in Euphoria?
No, Cyclone.
Okay, I was gonna say because she looks smack like the girl in the Tooth Fairy to me. Little girl in the Tooth Fairy and her look just alike. I swear to God.
If we're talking about a Dwayne Johnson movie, and I think he wants to forget about that.
Oh,
so badly. And it's so funny because when I was thinking about this review, I'm sitting there saying my man really came so far. Fast and Furious. Now he's Black Adam. Because there's a period where I sat here and I was wondering, you left wrestling and me for this? Because he was a Tooth Fairy. But now he's smashing stuff now as Black Adam. I thought the cast was really great. I thought even like a little bit of the story where I like stories where it makes you think, right? So the Justice Society comes to this place and they're trying to seek justice, but they're like, but what Black Adam's doing is justice, if that makes sense. I'm trying to word it in such a way, an elegant way. But I liked how they're like, for years, this stuff was going on and none of you guys were here. None of you guys, this was happening for hundreds of years.
Yeah, where you guys at then trying to liberate us then. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, I got that movie wrong. It's the little girl from Game Plan, not the little girl from Tooth Fairy.
Okay.
I just had to look it up. It was bothering me.
But
we've been movies, by the way.
We've been oppressed for so many years, and now you guys are here. I just thought stories like that because it's one of those like it makes you because you might sit here and say, well, Black Adam, how he handles stuff like the killing stuff. I always sit here and say this. He might have a reason and a point of things, but the whole killing stuff I can't get behind. Although I'm not gonna lie, it was hilarious. I was chuckling throughout the whole movie, seeing him throw people and they're trying to say, stop killing, like please stop. And I did like a scene of because I wanted to throw some scenes out there where Dr. Fate has this vision and it's always Hawkman dying. It's always been dying. And he sits there and tells him, no, I never told you the full vision. He faces Hellboy. I don't know the man's name, we're just gonna call him Hellboy. And he dies. But the scene where it looked like Hawkman still dies, I'm sitting there saying, damn, give my man a break. Like, And he pulls this trick. He said, "I learned from an old friend." And I really like this movie. I thought it was one of DC's best movies, one of their better movies. I'll sit here and say better movies. Yeah. So, and I know we didn't even get towards the scene, but Mike Knox, please take the floor.
Black Adam, rated PG-13.
Things I didn't like about this movie. The kid, and I wanted to. I did. That was them, in my opinion, trying to connect them to Shazam in some way, right?
Okay.
They have to do. And my thought all along with making Black Adam is, what are you gonna do with Shazam? And why you made Shazam this way cannot compete with this guy. And you see what Black Adam is. That's Shazam. You know what I mean? And a different light, and their Shazam is very cartoonish and very this and very that. Where here's Black Adam, who's this, can compete with the Justice League. Okay, so those are the things I didn't like the kid. I didn't like the villain Jafar. Knew it from the beginning when he's riding in the car and he's sitting there faking like he's sleeping. Remember from the beginning, he's the first one about to pull out a gun. And at that point, you're thinking, are there villains? Are they being held captive? Because I've seen the trailer so much. I know Fat Boy, the brother, ain't a villain. So why are you pulling out a gun? So that kind of threw me off. I didn't like those things about that. But other than that, this movie was really good. This DC, in a way of, when I say really good, it's not no Civil War. It's not no, movie that's going to grab you in that sense of a storyline being so entangled in what you've already been used to for so many years, being in love with a story. But just to see a good popcorn flick movie action and then see The Rock play somebody named Black Adam was amazing to me, because that's all I get is The Rock. And I fenced there, Jack Adams. Okay, the game plan Tooth Fairy. That's when The Rock was really acting. Okay, go back and watch Too. Is it Too Cool? Too Cool? Where he's like the bodyguard for
Be
Vince
Cool.
Vaughn.
Be Cool.
Be Cool.
Yeah, Be
With
Cool.
Dabu and all that. Right? Yeah. That movie is
Cool.
amazing.
That was good.
That Rock's acting Gridiron Gangs. So to me, all I see is Hobbs, and that's all I see. As fast as Furious, it's Roadblock. You know, what I mean, to me, The Rock single-handedly ruined G.I. Joe. The film was the franchise has already been doomed, but damn, he came in there and just said, "I'm gonna be Roadblock," who Roadblock talked like Mr. T. And all of a sudden now he's like the leader of the G.I. Joe. So when you're watching Shazam, I'm like, damn, he just took over everything. And I've known from the beginning when this man kept saying, "There's nobody in this world that can beat me." I'm sitting there watching the commercial like, who the fuck you think that is? Sorry, you can't bleep that one out. But there go Henry Cavill. Okay, spoiler alert. I'm getting right to it.
Hold on, wait.
All right,
hold on, wait. Put that picture up again. Put that picture up again.
The ears.
Why does The Rock have so much eyeliner? Like, what's going on?
The ears pointy. Like
yeah, like,
technically, so whoever made it in this Rock, I picked it. That's how his ears are actually supposed to be.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
It's supposed to have hair too.
Yeah, so that's why I kind of left it like that.
That's
but
fine.
That to me was my money well spent. When I got that news, to me, that was the biggest news they could ever possibly do in DC and doing this. And me following this movie being made for 13 years at this point, when Rock first announced we're going to do Black Adam, he's always knew what's going on. He always said it was about this for him. You know what I'm saying? So I was always excited to want to see Rock versus, he's always wanted to make Justice League, him versus Superman. So I was always like, give me that. That can be really good. That can save DC. That's why I always got mad. People say they hated Man of Steel and DC movies because of the destruction and how they kill so many people. They're gods. That's what they do. They destroy buildings. Have you not watched the cartoon? People are constantly dying in these cartoons. They just don't, overgo right. Go ahead. See what you got to say.
I'm thinking I really love the end credit scene, right? Really, it's what made the movie for me. I thought the movie was good, but the end credit scene really like pushed it over to like, oh yeah, I really enjoyed this. But with Superman being introduced, does that kind of undercut the story of Shazam? Because 100% Shazam versus Black Adam.
100% undercuts it, and that's where I was saying about why I was not so thrilled about the film. And when you said, and also was I afraid of, which they kind of still do, is what you saw the trailer. You saw this, right? I go back to this movie Ambulance that came out this past year, and I kept saying, damn, the trailer's kind of telling me the whole movie. But I watched the movie, oh, no, they didn't. That movie's really good from that trailer. This is the opposite. This is extend on what you saw in the movie. But with the action, by none, amazing. And I'm with you on this one, Jack Adams. I've always hated Hawkman. I hated Hawk Girl. Justice League, why is he there? They make my man Voodoo Tatum. Okay, Friday Night Lights, my show. Voodoo Tatum is where he started. Okay, Underground is Noah. That's my wife calls him from. Okay, if you don't know, go back and watch Straight Outta Compton. Fuck your mama, your daddy, the man played Red. Okay, from NWA. Voodoo has finally made it. And when you see scenes like this, you're like, is this man like, it's like a cross between Bruce Wayne and like Tony Stark. And I've never known Black Adam or I'm sorry, Black or Hawkman to be like that. That really threw me off.
They might have just stopped killing people.
They look alive to me.
Because I saved them.
Well, that's why I waited until you were there. I got the information I needed. No one died. I did it your way. Well, I do.
He kept getting his ass beat, but he kept coming back for more.
He did.
Okay. And when I say he kept getting his butt whipped, I mean he kept getting his butt whipped and he kept coming back. Man, don't make me have to keep coming here. He kept being tough guy. This movie, from a feel-good perspective, I thought it was good. It was one of the things my kids came out loving it. And my kids do not like DC movies. I'm just being honest. I always keep it real. I try to smother it with them. They'd be like, I mean, they'd accept them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, do I think it was better than Morbius? I don't know. I think Morbius was quietly, people didn't speak about. I thought Morbius was pretty good.
You are a damn liar.
I thought Morbius was pretty good, yo. First time saw it. Yeah, I really did. I thought the critics were completely wrong with that. It was free. I enjoyed it very much so. You paid for it.
That's why she's so bitter. That's why she's so bitter about it.
Yeah, they paid for something that's different, 100%. But this movie, I thought it hit, like I said, other than The Rock being The Rock.
Like we?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? No, probably better. If we're going to compare it to that, I'll say it was some good mid. It was some really good action. And it let me, only thing, things you brought up, then I'm going to get out of here. Captain Fate, loved them. Loved them. Pierce, only thing I didn't like, and that's because I didn't like.
No, Dr. Fate.
Dr. Fate, sorry. Why you kill him so fast? You trying to make an emotional attachment to him. We can't have an emotional attachment to a character we just met an hour ago.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I mean? So I thought that was dumb to kill Dr. Fate off. First of all, when I know that the story of Dr. Fate is so deep, like you was talking about the helmet and things that this story can go into, maybe he's not dead, because I think they need him to control any balance between him and the Justice League. That's just with that end credit with Amanda Waller.
So I was going to even say with the helmet thing, right? Because I've seen this a few times. So I don't know how many different Dr. Fates that have been in the comics and stuff like that, right? So I was assuming, he died. I thought the helmet was still going to be there, and then the next person, I was thinking like Dr. Fate.
That typically happens. He's inside the helmet.
Yes.
If you go right. He's inside them. He's 100 years. He said he's lived for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's the part again that was sad. If he lived this long, how does he die like this? And I kind of thought they kind of bit a little bit of Marvel, which I'm cool with that. Everybody bites somebody in some way.
But how so?
Well, I kind of thought the whole him taking it for the team. And he saw the future kind of thing. It was like kind of Doctor Strange and Tony in a way. It's just when he got one end game now, Tony. Yeah, there it is. Take that chance. That's kind of how I feel watching it.
But you know what? This Marvel did it first, but I feel like it's such a stroke. What's the word? Almost. Thank you. I was gonna say cliche. That has happened in plenty different.
Yeah, of course. It's like
Marvel happened to do it first in the movie theaters, because as soon as that happened, when people were even already comparing, like, oh, look at this Doctor Strange wannabe, and Dr. Fate is like
way before him.
Yeah, but Marvel has a tendency to snatch up DC characters. They did the same thing with Deadpool and everything. So I don't know about Marvel. Sometimes they take a DC characters.
I'll say them up. I'll say this about Marvel. Marvel. So like you said, Deadpool. He's pretty much Deathstroke, right? Well, let's be real. Most people are more interested in Deadpool than Deathstroke.
Yeah, because of the movie.
No, it was even before.
It's the character. It's the character. It's the character. I hate to admit it. It's the character. I'm not a Deadpool guy.
It's the movie, because Deathstroke was in Teen Titans back in the day. Everybody was talking about Deathstroke and him and Robin and stuff. Come on now, Deathstroke was the ish.
It was. That wasn't even. That's not. No, it was definitely the comics. It was definitely the video games. That's media definitely helped. I know this for a fact because when they put him in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, what?
No, you said for a fact. I know it for a fact.
Oh, I know this for a freaking fact. This is my genre. Like,
I don't think Deadpool was more popular than Deathstroke.
listen, if you said that about Tony Stark, because Tony Stark's stock did not grow, no pun intended,
until the movie came out.
Until the movie. But
That's
Deadpool definitely was building his own thing. Like,
I would think Deadpool and Tony. I would think Tony was just a slightly above Deadpool as far as fandom, but yeah, they're right on the same level until the movies came out, and then Tony just took off. But Deadpool, what I'm saying is, Jack Adams, is that Deadpool's always getting kind of popular. You know what I mean? And see, and I think it's been a little bit more, you know, at least outside the cartoon realm, which I'm a cartoon guy. So to me, that's where it matters. I don't really care about comic books. Give me the cartoons and the movies.
Oh yeah, definitely got him in the cartoon.
But with this Black Adam, I mean, where could it just go next? And seeing the end credit where, you know, first let me go to the throne part. It's my favorite part of the movie. All right.
Sure.
When he sat there on the throne, got all comfortable, put up the black fist. Because I know if you didn't peep, that's what he did. He put the black fist up. Then he went up there and smashed everything and said, "No one should on the throne." Right? Yeah. Oh, and shout out, if you watch Young Rock, he was rocking the movie. When Rock was, so the guy who plays older Rock in the Young Rock show, okay, Rock that's in college, Rock that's going to be in wrestling and locker room, he was one of the transformation Rock characters. So remember his son was like, remember his summer from being a kid to being the teenager Shazam or the grown-up Shazam?
Yeah, that was him.
That was Young Rock.
Oh,
the guy who plays in Young Rock. Yeah. So I thought that was cool. But I like the Rock. That's something about the movie I like. Again, looking past the movie, things like that, keeping it in the family. The fact that the wife, that y'all noticed that the ex-wife was the executive producer of this movie as well, blew my mind.
Well, the whole production, because this thing is what 7%, whatever the name is, but they are all behind it. He got a great team.
He's
production.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah,
that's what I want to know. Speaking of the Black Power fist, is Black Adam black in the comics?
No, he's not even this color. He's 100%. You know what? To be real, Black Adam is an alien.
Okay.
They made this character completely up and where he comes from. To my
Black
Adam that I knew, he wasn't white.
No, he wasn't white.
You can tell by his skin tone that he wasn't white.
I couldn't tell what his background.
I didn't think he was Earthling because of his ears.
Well, you know what it is. So
look at the picture again. Remember, he can't be from Earth and have ears like this.
He definitely has been. What's the word? They've definitely redone his history. Yeah, retcon. Thank you. So many times. So, as I was watching this movie, and I've heard very little about Black Adam, so I know a little bit about him, but not enough. So I said, "Oh, cool. Let me watch the origins about him." So in the New 52, they actually took a little bit of this here, where it's his son, and he transfers his power to his dad, right? But in the comics, it's his nephew, and him and his nephew, they share it, and they're one being. But because they have different beliefs and things, because he's like the uncle wants to get revenge because like, you know, he killed your father, the family, and he's like, no, let's not do that. But he takes the power and stuff like that. So I you know, when it comes to like what's his like race and or I couldn't tell you. I would say something that Egyptian kind of thing. I just can't. I don't have
I've always felt from somewhere outside Earth. And I'm going back. I was looking at pictures right there from even the cartoons from the 70s to now. It has changed. Started off, of course, everything back when they started with cartoons. He was white, right? But then as they progressed through comic books, again going off the ears, he just doesn't seem to me to be Earthling. You know what I mean? And that's where I go forward from. But they never thought he was, you know, that. But it was The Rock always still throwing little rock shots in. If you're a fan of The Rock, that's The Rock does. You know what I mean? So I thought that was cool for that. But thumbs ups, thumbs downs, final thoughts. Real fast on what you see.
Final thoughts. The end credit scene where Superman is reintroduced, fan-effing-tastic. That was a great ending. And I liked how they kind of teased it a little bit, because when you notice he was in the son's room when he was just waking up, they show him like shooting a lightning bolt and it crashes into a Superman poster, but it goes right on the face. So we're like, who the heck? We don't know who it is. And, you know, there was all this talk about Henry Cavill not coming back as Superman and yada, yada, yada. So to see him back as Superman was fantastic. And I hope that they expand upon that in the next movie, because I would love to see more of him as Superman versus Black Adam, because they made Black Adam look really capable. Like he looks like he could kick some ass as far as like his power set goes. So yeah, I'm going to give it a thumbs up.
Jack Adams. Final thoughts? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
I wanted to touch a little bit on the end credit scene myself. So truth of the matter was, it was ruined for me. I was on Twitter and it was shown. So I said, okay.
Whoa.
But hold on, wait, Michael, calm down. Calm down, everybody. I just want to sit here and say some things. So it was ruined for me, but I still thought it was cool. So going, and I stayed for the after credit anyway. And just hearing everyone's, I think Superman sucks. I think he's not the best superhero of all time. He's lame. I can say all these things, but I don't have time to do it. But he sucks. But to hear the reaction of that audience that I was in, the movie theater I was in, I thought it was tremendous. When they sat there, I heard a guy behind me, no! And I sat there and was like, oh, okay, like, all right. And when you see him walk through and you hear the little like Superman music and you see Henry, and listen, Henry, he does a great job as Superman. I don't want to take nothing away from him. I just wonder where you said it's been a long time. I want to say, where have you been, buddy? Another planet? Where you want to say WB wrote you off? But you know, I thought that end credit scene was really cool. Even though I already saw it, I thought it was cool. And also hearing that reaction, which is always cool when you get a movie theater, it gives me just real quick, when I went to go see Endgame, and when all those guys got together and you see the audience, it's such a feel-good moment.
Why you go to opening weekends?
Yes, and it's such a cool thing, even if it's not something for you. Like, I'm not gonna say oh man, once again, Superman sucks. I'm gonna say it again, but hearing everyone do that, I thought it was cool. Thumbs up about this movie. I love the origin story of The Rock. We're about to see the new Rock CU. That's what I call it. The Rock CU is going to happen, and it's going to be great. I can't wait to see Rock enter the multiverse where he fights Hobbs and the other guy where he wears like the hand shirt.
Yeah, he's talking
Jumanji,
you stupid.
Yeah.
First of all, Superman does not suck.
Thank you.
He's the greatest superhero of all time.
Amen.
Okay. Listen,
you just aggravated my allergies.
I didn't see it, but I knew it about 5-6 days beforehand that he was back in the movie. I followed nothing more closely than Henry Cavill coming back as Superman, other than my wife coming out of the shower. Nothing I follow more closely than this. This is what I've wanted. I'm old enough to have seen Christopher Reeves, to go through Tom Welling, to go through Dean Cain. To me, what DC has created with their Justice League, and I would say minus, Gal Gadot, as far as Batman is concerned, and Superman, I think is the greatest casting of all time in movies, in my opinion. I think when it comes to superhero movies, Henry Cavill is Superman and Batfleck is Batman, to me, sets this thing. I love Batfleck. Anybody who has a bat cave in their house deserves to play Batman. Okay, that's how rich the man is. There's a bat cave in his damn house. But this ain't about Batman. It's about the greatest superhero of all time, which makes this movie. You cannot have this movie. You cannot have The Rock go against Shazam because you're already giving us a popcorn version of Shazam. You're giving us Rock, who is, you just heard what she said. She took Safar's horns and split him in half. The death scenes in this movie, this man did not care. Okay, he just killed people. And Waller at the end saying, all right, listen here, man. We let you do all this stuff. You're in prison. Here, do not leave. If you leave, we're going to have to come take you down. There's nobody on this planet that can beat me. Oh, yeah? She said, we got more than one. He said, send them all.
Yes, glad it was another headless cameo. They phoned it in to Shazam. They actually did the work in this one. And yeah, very much appreciated.
No, well, to be fair about that, I just think, because I don't know what kind of terms they were on at that point.
I'm sorry, Jack. Was it my final thoughts? I know you got the Jack Packers, but wasn't it my final thought?
You know what? My bad. You know what it is. Go ahead, you Noxa. Go ahead, you Noxa.
Again, this movie, man. I walked out with a. By the time I got home, it was a thumbs up, and I wanted to go see it again. All right, Jamie Johnson would say, good time required, no alcohol involved was this movie. It's just about what comes next because that's the world we live in. It's about what's up next, right? And I'm already hearing they're already going to green. If this movie hits like 300 million worldwide, 350 worldwide, they already got the script written. They're going right back to production for Superman, for Shazam 2.
Oh, okay. Good.
This also lets me know they're going to be Man of Steel 2. Okay, ooh. I've never felt that he's gotten his upcomings from that. I thought he got the shaft and BVS because it was his bad marketing to try to put out Justice League just to go against. That's dumb.
Yeah,
that's like a new phone company trying to go against Android and Apple. You're gonna lose. Android and Apple, BlackBerry can't come back no matter how much people want to bring their Blackberries back. It's not the same. You know what I mean? You got too many other people in front of them. So Let them slow build this thing. Let them keep doing their own universe thing, how they're going. This was a good movie, I think, had by all my kids. This is their best DC movie I've ever seen to them. All right, for me, it's close. It's close. I love Zack Snyder's version of Justice League an awful lot. I can watch that 4-hour flick repeatedly. I've watched it repeatedly. I love it. Again, I'm a mark to Superman. So you had me at hello, as they would say. But but Jack, that comes from Show Me the Money, Jerry Maguire.
Fair enough.
Okay.
No, it's all right. But I see you getting ready to exit this show. But I just wanted to say real quick,
Superman does not suck.
Michael, can I get the floor, please? But if you guys have an Instagram, follow us in the next 15 minutes because we're going to go and we're going to have a UPR battle. It's going to be Frankenstein against Michael Myers. You don't want to miss it. I wanted to tune that in. Me and see the superior. My Jack Packers come continue give me strength because of you guys, I keep doing what I do.
Who's Michael Myers?
The C Society, you can feel free to show up. The gated community, our gated community, is accepting new members. You must apply first, because we don't just allow anybody like at the Jack Pack. But do come.
You heard that cough, guys.
Who's playing Michael Myers? Who's defending Michael Myers?
I am repping Michael Myers. Jack Pack over there is repping Frankenstein.
So who's on a winning streak here?
Me. 2 in a row.
It's about to be 3 in a row, bro.
Okay. Right.
You better have a compelling argument to think.
No, I do, because I believe that the judge will listen to me, unlike you did, Michael. So I want you to tune in. We're about to call the show. Michael, take us home.
Here we are, people. Listen, Black Adam on Pop Review Entertainment. What you think about it? Comment below. Let us know. Superman does not suck, and Black Adam was good.
Let me see your hands.